This is Kim from Key Diamond Paints. Today we're not going to work on a diamond painting. We're going to discuss how to deal with double-sided adhesive. So when you get a diamond painting, you can have one with a clear cover, and that would be poured glue. I'm not going to talk about it. You can have clear covers that are double-sided adhesive too, but we're not going to talk about that either. What we're going to talk about is this stuff right here. When you open up a painting and it's this opaque paper. So this is double-sided adhesive, and it comes in a roll. So when they have the canvas, they unroll the adhesive, they lay it down, and then you come along and you pull up the top layer, and then you've got your stick. So now when you're working on a diamond painting, we need to get this into sections, right? Somehow we need to get in here so that we can work on this. And I'm going to show you 4 ways that you can deal with this. So let's get started. Okay, so for the first 3, we're going to start with the same process for each one of them. And that is, we're going to take this and we're going to fold it back, and we're going to create the section size that we want. Okay, so what you do, and let me just zoom you in just a little closer here. Fold it so that you're right underneath the line, the letters, right? The symbols here. And I just go along in little increments, so I make sure that I have a straight line and fold, 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 almost there until we have our nice line. Now this is a 30 by 30. I've done this with a 60 by 90. Right now I'm working on my 50 by 70. So it can be a lot bigger, right? It can be a lot more. That's all right. You just keep going along your line till you get this nice crease. Now we need to define this crease a little bit more. I have seen some people come in and you can go with a straight edge. And see, I'm working on my light pad. I always work with a light pad. It doesn't have to be this big. You can get the little A4. But if you fold it over this way, you don't even need the light pad, right, to go under it. But if you do this, you can see through with the light pad. And you can come through and kind of draw your line like that. So those are 2 different ways to make this line. I do prefer this way. I've been working this way for a little while now. I used to do that. When I first started, I did that. So I'm going to really make this crease. I'm going to pull it back, and then I'm going to fold it over and make it even better. Okay, from this point is now where our first 3 methods are going to differ. You can see this line, take your scissors, and cut along the line that you've made. Okay? You cut, and only cut to about the halfway. I lay it back down so it lays down nicely. See? Push down till you have it all down nicely. There we go. And then I come from the other half and cut this way. The reason why you don't want to go the entire way is, as you can see, the whole strip is going to pull up, and then you're going to have to try and lay it back down perfectly, and that's not easy. Doable, sure. Easy, not really. Okay, the other way that I do this, let's go back, is I crease back and forth until I make a tear line. So I'll just sit and keep doing this. until I think I've creased it enough to make a tear line. Now let's turn it this way. And I always need, the starting is the worst. There we go. And you see how nice that is? And again, I go halfway, lay it back down, turn it around. Whoops, sorry about that. And I would again pull up the rest of it from this side. The third way is with an X-Acto knife. Now this is not for the faint of heart. I actually have only done it this way once, gave myself a heart attack doing it and stopped. But if you have a gentle hand, you can feel, and you cut, let me see, actually, where am I here? You can feel your way through just the tape. You can sort of feel it cutting. I don't overly enjoy this, but now we are cut. Oops, see, I didn't cut. Normally you would do only one of these and you would have a perfect cut line, but there we go. And lay it back down. So now we are all the way sectioned from one side to the other. So now when you go to work on your diamond painting, you pull back, say you're going to be working for 10, you've got 10 minutes, or you've got this is half an hour, right? Go and make, you can see, crease it again, just right next to the symbol. Make a little crease, and there you've got this tiny little section exposed that you can work on. If you don't finish it all, fold it back over again. What I like to do is, after I finish a section, sometimes I'll tear it, sometimes I won't. And then you just keep going, right? Make another little section and keep going until you've got your entire strip done. So those are the first three ways that you can use this double-sided adhesive. The fourth way is to get rid of it. Get rid of it altogether. You can just pull up the entire, well, this is in two sheets. So look, one cut line is done for you in this, right? One cut line done for you, great. Good news, let's turn this around so we're working this way. Pull up the entire sheet, all of it. And use parchment paper. Parchment paper, I always try a corner, but parchment paper doesn't stick. I've heard some people say, oh, check because one side sticks and all this kind of stuff. If I can't imagine that's parchment paper. Parchment paper doesn't stick. However, why not just test, right? 2 seconds to just test. So pull up all the adhesive and lay down parchment paper. Okay? And then you can have these sections. This will work more like a poured glue clear plastic sheet. So you can do that. What I do is I can pull up a section, and I'm just really lazy about it. I take these sheets and I lay it, if I'm gonna lay my arm like this, then I lay the sheet where I want my arm like this. Maybe I'm working on all this edge. Can you see how the diamond painting kind of has an edging, a border around it? So I'll just take these pieces, random pieces, and put it down here. And so I can put my whole arm down, work with it this way, then I pull it up and I get to here, and I work this way, and like that. The other idea is, instead of a big sheet, is to cut small pieces. Now what you would do with these, just like we had sectioned at the top, these would be, you would cut these to the size of section that you want. So you lay this down. Oops, here we go. Lay this down. Oop. It's easy, I'm telling you. Here we go. Lay that down. Then you take your next piece, overlap just slightly so that you have some pull up. Lay that down. Take your next piece, lay that down, and you can cover your whole painting. You could just take off one square at a time. This is how you want to work, right? But lay that down, and then you would have all these sections already cut to pull up. You can buy this stuff sectioned already. If that saves you time and that's what you would like to do, you can find that on Amazon. I can put a link below for you. However, I just buy parchment paper. You can buy it at the dollar store. Take you 2 seconds to, this one, even this is Reynolds. Can you see? Yes, you can. See, this one even has lines so that you could cut it evenly. You could cut them all in 3x3, 4x4, 2x2s, and they would all be cut the same, and it's easy instead of purchasing. Okay, so that's how you would use, look at that. Isn't that nice? That's how you would use the parchment paper method. Here we go, we're gonna line this. So for me, just to let you know how I do this, I do the fold and create a tear line method. I started off cutting. As I said, I tried with the X-Acto knife one time. That just scares me half to death. But if you have a good hand at it, absolutely, go for that. Or the scissors. Who doesn't like scissors? Scissors are great. Or tear the whole thing off, be done with it, put down some sort of parchment. Okay? So those are my 4 ways to deal with double-sided adhesive. I hope that helps. I would love to hear your methods if you want to write that in the comments below. And I hope you all have a really wonderful day. Thanks for visiting.